Well, good afternoon and welcome back, National Soccer League fans, to an ASC North showdown between the Mayflowers and the Manticores, who were both on impressive form in their opening matches of the season on the road, and now they come up here to Plymouth Palace, a fortress in Boston. The Mayflowers are looking to add to their joint league best start to the season. 4 goals scored, none conceded on the road to their rivals, the Boomers, last week. The Manticores equally impressive in their match of the day, facing off against the Revenants on the road. They won that match 3-2, so a really interesting early season test between two playoff teams from last season, and both these two will be vying for that division title at the end of the season when all is said and done. Let's get a look at the starting lineups for the Mayflowers. No changes to this side, and again, the only change to the lineup from last season is the addition of Roy Ibanez, who was instrumental in his team's dismantling of the Boomers last week. A goal and an assist, and lots of excellent link-up play and gritty work defensively, really binding the rest of that midfield together. A nice foil to a player like Chisdor Bentz, and that he can really play a true box-to-box midfield role in between Bentz and Randall. So, have to see how the Manticores cope with that, with a really strong midfield of their own, despite the departure of Jean-Paul Napier. Again, has been filled in by Fabio Catarino, Georgie Wilson, and Ilya Notchelamachu. But up top is where the real storylines have been, with Andrei Serebrennikov filling in for the departure of Jonas Derirson. Samson Buwanga, the second draft pick for this team in the class. He's not on the bench again today, but might figure out a path forward into the lineup sooner rather than later. For now, it's Carlos Ruiz and Saladin Aqua as the forward options on the bench for the Mayflowers, and what should be a really tough test for these two teams in the midpoint of our Saturday action showdown here in the National Soccer League Network. We've got 3 more games after this one as well. The Banshees and Stealth, the Scouts and the Thunderbirds in our match of the week, and then the Condors and Green Galaxy rounding things off. But for now, all eyes on this one as the visitors kick us off in the Battle of the M's in the ASC North. The Manticores are live against their division rivals in the Mayflowers home here. Harrison Fjord, who came under a lot of flack last season, was impressive in his side's win, quieting the rumors about the need to start Lucero Rodriguez, the first overall selection for the Mayflowers in this round's draft class. So looks like he's still got a few more seasons of starting tenure ahead of him, at this point in time at least. Mayflowers pick it up with Bentz, and look at how smoothly they get forward when they have the ball. Here's Alax, taking the space given to him down the wing. Cuts back now for Terry Carlson. He's trying to hold it up, spins Georgie Wilson one way then the other, clipped in, and Winks making it awkward, but Gary Fjord able to use his goalkeeper gloves to grab that ball. Set forward for Pop Doof, who was off the mark. Again, the big acquisition from last season's free agency. 2 goals in his season debut to win his side all 3 points. And the 3-2 win. Oh, lovely feed from Pop Doof. He's absolutely done. Charlton! Pop Doof! He scored 4 minutes last week. And after 8, he does it again. His 3rd of the season. Dante Pop Doof takes it in among the Mayflowers fans who concede for the first time this season. What a goal! All his own work. Look at the footwork here. Oh, one way then the other. It's just scintillating skills. And then a powerful pop off from Pop Doof. Taking this game by the scruff of the neck. What a goal. And what a way to start for the Manticores, who mean business this year. Well, they were a team that, at their worst, were unconvincing, but at their best, were simply right up there with the best. They only lost to the eventual runners-up in the playoffs, the Thunderbirds. And it was a magical run for the Manticores in that second half of the season. It looks like they've continued that momentum. And again, all the commotion and drama surrounding the Derirson and Pop Doof debate of who is the real number 9 for that team now is in the rear-view mirror. Pardon me. That's another lovely pass from Wilson. Miller nearly spilled it, but did enough to keep it out. Manticores sat back, and now they have come out of their cage. And they are fierce and firing. What a strike from Gilmore. Good save from Miller to push it wide. This is just what they did against the Revenants last week. The Manticores here, they come out of the gate hot and creating chance after chance here. Now a corner. Into the area towards Costa. Georgie Wilson through the traffic off of Charlton. Oh, what a player he's becoming. Georgie Wilson stepped up last season as a hero off the bench when needed and grew over the course of that season, supplanting long-term starter Jean-Paul Napier to the point where he had to seek a transfer as he was deemed surplus to requirements to the future. Wilson nearly Makes it 2 there. Ochilamachu looking for Pop Doof. Nice ball, but couldn't get out of the way. Randall kind of held him down. Wilson might have another chance here. Goes to Gilmore instead. Smart pass. Here's Serebrennikov. Cut back. Looking for... No! It's not going to count. But it is. He gets it in. Boom! The captain. And it's deja vu. The Manticores up by 2. Early stages here. The captain has a goal. His first of the season. Wow. The Mayflowers were so convincing against the Boomers last week. It's a real calamity. It's an own goal from Carlson originally. Miller does so well on Ochilamachu, doesn't know a thing about it. It's off the Manticore badge and in. A chest shoulder goal he knew nothing about, but he won't care. He's got the score, and it's 2. Manticores on top early. Mayflowers have been stunned. You can hear a pin drop in Plymouth Palace at the moment. They are lost out there at the moment. Serebrennikov trying to keep the pressure on here. Wilson, lovely turn inside to evade the pressure. Ochilamachu, the Manticores are in real flow right now. Ochilamachu! Miller denies it. Could have been 3 or 4 by now if not for him between the sticks. Ooh, starting to rain down now. The Boston faithful very disappointed with the way their team have showed up in this divisional rivalry so far, but it's early stages here. They just need a goal, and they're right back in the game. Feel the momentum swing if they could do that. And Dree, crunching tackle, but it's gone unpunished. Strange little sequence there. A couple of clumsy, clattering challenges, but we'll play on. Here's Georgie Wilson. Feeds it in. Perfect pass for Serebrennikov. Back to Wilson. Young Scotsman carrying forward. Linking up with Serebrennikov again. It's off Carlson into a dangerous area. And Miller did well. Oh, ouch. Everybody seems all right. A little dizzy, if nothing else, for Pop Doof. Charlton. Mayflowers trying to settle in. Ibanez has been a bit of a passenger so far. And Mayflowers just have no way around this back line of the Manticores, which has been much improved. Given away to Winks there by Fjord. Trying to make amends quickly. Ibanez. Indri, clever. It's a good save from Fjord, the first chance of the day for the Mayflowers, and Fjord comes up big. Lovely interplay from Indri, and Ibanez. Good strike here, gets power on it. Chance for the Mayflowers to get a goal back here. They need to do so in this first half. You get the feeling. Malak swings in towards Charlton. Header is fierce, and Fjord. Fingertip save to palm it behind for another corner. Charlton thought he had a goal back. Excellent work from Charlton to beat his man. And Fjord has been in good form to start the season. That's a fine stop. Back to back. Swung in. Pop Doof hooks it away. Charlton going to run it down. Clever little scorpion pass there for Shizdor Bentz. Winks trying to turn the corner. Wilson in the way. No handball. The Mayflowers fans wanted a call there. They're not going to get it. Ochilamachu. Katarino. Doof looking for Serebrennikov, who's in a good space again here. He's a throwing off of Carlson. A little slow to his feet, but seems to be all right now. Quickly taken to Wilson. Charlton in the way that time, blocked the cross, and here come the Mayflowers out of their own half as we approach the half-hour mark here. Austin, here comes Ibanez. Winks did well to fight through the foul and win that ball. Indri with the pocket of space. Indri on the turn and trying to catch Fjord off guard. And he's going to have to do better than that to beat one of the league's best. Katarino has Ochilamachu in support and finds him. Manticores players are doing a great job of spreading out and finding the pockets. Here is Yadier Costa. Wilson. Good footwork from Wilson. Pop Doof turns the corner. Miller makes a save and keeps it from being embarrassing. Another good stop from him. Dree can't wriggle free but gets the ball off. Frustration continues to mount here for the Mayflowers, but Indri might have turned a corner here. Goes for goal, and Fjord nearly caught out, but saved for a corner. Mayflowers are feeling a little bit panicky. The shooting chances do come. Ben's offering a short option again for Alax, who hasn't used it yet, and he won't use it again. Costa had to be careful. The arms were up there. Bentz has it. Maybe a chance for a shot here from Cisdor Bentz, who will go for it, and Fjord makes another fine diving stop. Ibanez. Julian Winks trying to turn the corner on his man. Back post ball is brilliant! It's in there for Randall, and Monet away. Chilamachu has a lot of space now with Pop Doof running beyond him. Off the back of Pop Doof. Just unfortunate there on the timing. Final 5 minutes of the half. Manticores stormed out of the gate early again to a 2-0 lead, much like last week, and they've done one better, and they haven't conceded so far. So the Mayflowers have a lot of work to do in the second half as it stands. Can they get a goal back to ease that burden? Not from Winks, who's not been the same in the midst of an embroiling contract dispute. Costa rinses Gurley inside. Duke trying to get those fancy feet working again, but gave it away that time. Here is Cisdor Bentz into Ibanez. Flowers trying to get some passes strung together, and Winks off the mark again. He has not had a good start to the season. Here is Georgie Wilson. Pop Doof. No Chilamachu. Can he find the run of Costa? He can. The plate in the air, though, slows things down a bit, but he's got inside now. Costa. Yadier Costa. Still going on. Blocked by Groli. Ended well in the end by the Mayflowers. 3 minutes of added time to try and find a goal back in the first half to get back on track. Randall going the wrong way. Here's Indri. Trying to get this ball forward. The Mayflowers, they're kind of just fiddling around with it as Ibanez looks for Winks. Is he onside? Referee says yes. Winks, good feet inside. What a save from Fjord, and it should have been a goal. What a stop from the Iceman. Fjord brothers doing all they can. Couple of shins from each of them. Wow. So last chance of the half. We had Charlton win a header earlier. Can he find the target again? Bentz has been injured now, it seems. Relax towards Charlton, and Yadier Costa's away. And that should do it for the first half. The Manticores in a commanding position at the break. 2-0 up on the road again. And they look to take a firm grasp on the AFC North. The Mayflowers have it all to do in the second half. But we'll be right back to bring you the conclusion of this one here from Plymouth Palace after a short break on the National Soccer League Network. Pittsburgh. Welcome back, National Soccer League fans. A 2-goal deficit for the home side here after a excellent Week 1 road opener, a 4-0 win for the Mayflowers. They have struggled to find the same form here at home and been largely frustrated by their divisional opponents in the Manticores. Always going to be a tough game, but would have expected a closer match than this. Still, anything that can happen in the first half can happen the other way in the second, and the Mayflowers will try to take that to heart. Here goes Alax. This is a good start. Clipped in, and a poor ball, in truth, from Alax at the end. Looked like he was a little bit unsure of what to do with that position. Just a little bit of overthinking going on for the Mayflowers out there today. Manticores anything but. They look like they're in second gear here, just playing free-flowing football. Here comes Catarino. Wilson through the middle is open. Good skill. No Chilamachu, lovely flick. No Chilamachu to make it three! Miller with a great stop. Such good passing, effortless from the Manticores. And a great save from Miller has kept them in this game once again. You can hear the crowd is not happy. The lack of creativity going forward and the porous nature of the defense at the other end has left them in the spot they're in now. And Dree going to just launch one long. It's a nice ball for Alax, who has the inside track here. Alax going at it alone. Alax up into the air by Fjord and makes the save the second time of asking. Chilamachu going to let it run on the turn. Loop one in for Yadier Costa. Good control. And the Bolivian can't find... Oh, Serebrennikov lunges in there. Referee says play on. Second half is flying by, already approaching the hour mark. And so far more of the same, but nothing changing on the scoreline. Winks has been largely shut out today. Here he comes, though. All he needs is a moment. Here's Bentz, who's been quiet as well. That's a nice ball for Indri. Indri trying to cut it back. Indri! What a save from Fjord! Top goalkeeping again when he needed most. Indri tries to go for power that close in, just hoping he can get a lucky bounce for Fjord, but big man does what he needs to do to stop it. Might have a substitution cooked up now. Let's see who's coming on. It's a change. It's Frank Brillian coming on for Chisdor Bentz for the home side, who's been not the same as of his usual standards. Of course, Brillian more of a defensive midfielder. To see what he can do to inject some energy into the side. Here's Winks. Cross to absolutely no one, given away, and that's about the story of the afternoon for the Mayflowers. Brilliant on the ball. Relax. Back outside to Carlson. And he's passed it to no one out of bounds. The Mayflowers look completely discombobulated at the moment. Katarino. Serebrennikov. There's Popdoof, who opened the scoring, which feels like a long time ago for the Manticores, who are still in control, 2-0 up. Down the line to Amar Al-Rahman Ahmed. And inside to Wilson. Popdoof to Wilson. Katarino can think about a hit here and blocked by Randall. That's as kindly for the Mayflowers, but they've got no one up there in support. Randall. Sekou Indri, this is a lovely run for the Mayflowers. Now it goes to Winks at the back post. Trying to lift it in for Brilliant. Monet in the way. Here come the Mayflowers trying to get something from this game. Here is Alax. Nice return from Indri. Here goes Alax beyond the back line. They've got to get bodies forward. It's in for Indri. What a save from Fjord again. It's just a great stop again from Fjord, who's been unplayable today. Indri does everything right, picks at the top corner, but Fjord just second to none there. Might have another change coming up for you here. We do. It's going to be Fabrizio Gilardi on for Andrei Serebrennikov. Mayflowers, the Manticores looking to hold on to this commanding position they are in. Mayflowers have a corner. They're trying to get back in the game. It's Alax to take it towards Indri. Sweeping ball to the back post. Monaco had to be careful. Winks did enough to nod it down to Randall. Alax. Ibanez, Indri, Alax to drive. Alax with a lifeline for the Mayflowers to get them back in the game. Well, that's what they've needed. A decisive effort, and they get it here from Alax outside the box. Lines went up. Fjord has saved everything else. But his defenders don't close down the shooting angle. It's a very similar goal to the one we saw from Jimun just an hour or two ago. Almost identical, in fact. What a finish. And that's a massive moment back in the game for the Mayflowers, and now it gets a lot more nervous suddenly for the Manticores, trying to hold on here to what they built in the first half. It's been cut in half, though. The next goal, as we often say, will be the decider, either sending us to extra time or it will be a winner for the Manticores, and it's looking like maybe the latter here as it goes in. Costa trying to blast in from a tight angle. The passing just didn't quite line up there, and the Manticores give the Mayflowers a let-off there. Not once, but twice they've given it away again. Here's Alex. Oh, good feet for him, who has been the main man in this second half, trying to pick the team up off the ground. Ibanez, the space is in for Ndri. Dishes out wide to Brilliant off the bench. No! He's offside. He can't believe it. Thought he'd sent Plymouth Palace into pandemonium. Oh my goodness, it's a tight one, but it's so close. I wouldn't want to be that assistant referee. He might get mugged outside the stadium after this game is over. Wow. Maybe a shoelace or a stud offside. Oh, what a finish. We mentioned he was brought on, Brilliant, to inject some youth and pace into the side despite his defensive tendencies. And he nearly came up with the ultimate equalizer there from 2-0 down, but just denied by the offside flag. And now here come the Manticores going the other way to try and seal it. Alderman to Nochilamachu at the back post, gives a man away. Here's Nochilamachu. It's a really odd situation there. We'll play on. Good turn. Nochilamachu for Pop Doof. Up into the air, and Charlton clears it. Ibanez, still time for the Mayflowers. Denied by a margin of inches by an offside, and that one is more like a matter of feet. As Ndri, too fast for his own good here. Needs this ball to come a lot earlier. Yeah, he's a couple yards off on that one. Thing is, he has the beating of those two center backs for pace. That's a frustrating part of his game. Just needs to learn to hold that run. He will get behind them. So 83 minutes played. Manticores still hold on to the lead, but only just. Mayflowers have stormed back in front of their home crowd here. I think it's another offside on Ndri. Well, we've got 3 more games again coming up for you after this one as we conclude our Saturday showdown. We've got Banshees and Stealth, and then the match of the week, Scouts and Thunderbirds after that, and Condors and Green Galaxy to conclude our coverage. And then 3 games on Sunday as well as we conclude our Week 2 chapter of this season. For now, we've still got 5 minutes to play here. Alax. Ndri held his run this time. Alax is through the middle. Growley trying to find him. And Fjord got across to it to cut it out. That could be crucial. Mayflowers now can just try to hold this ball and let the clock do the work. Catarino wants more than that. He wants the exclamation point to stamp a authoritative victory on the rivals here. Nochilamachu looking for Gilardi. Gilardi able to get there in some traffic. Away as far as Georgie Wilson. Nice header from Wilson. Al-Rahman Ahmed. Catarino. Costa gave it away, but Catarino got it back. Trying to line one up. It's back to Al-Rahman. Still with the Manticores, and that's a poor ball given away. How much added time will there be at the end of it all? Not a whole lot. Yep, only 4 minutes. It's do or die time for the Mayflowers. They've got to get forward. Roy Ibanez on the ball. Awfully casual at the moment. Alax going the wrong way. Again. Mayflowers have all sent players too far forward. There's no one there to help in the midfield, and they're stuck. Manticores taking advantage of that. Here comes Alax. Nice turn. Ndri. Ibanez. This is it for the Mayflowers. They've got to get this ball into the box quick. This might do it. Ndri, and Fjord has got a game-winning tackle once again, and that will do it. The Manticores are going to get one last crack at it going forward, too, with Costa. Costa looking for Nochilamachu and cut out by Giselman, but that will do it. The referee's whistle. The Manticores able to hold on. Another win on the road to start their campaign with 2 from 2 on the road against 2 impressive caliber teams. The Mayflowers left frustrated by an offside flag at home. Well, what a game here. We expected a tightly contested affair. It was all Manticores in the first half, who shocked the Mayflowers back out of the gate, but they fought back and nearly did enough to draw level. The Manticores able to hold on here in a wonderful contest. I'll leave you here with the full match highlights as we conclude our coverage from this venue on the National Soccer League Network. Back in a little while for our final 3 games of Saturday action in the National Soccer League. Jeff Teague. hanging, boys. Ooh. Oh, nice, easy.